Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Chelsea Brothers. Today we'll be focusing in on the four games. So we've got Sevilla, Krasnodar, Everton, and Leeds. Let's get into this.
I can start, lads. So just with the Sevilla game, I don't know why this has been happening throughout this guy's career, but Olivier Giroud is such an underrated striker.
It's ridiculous.
He's brilliant. He's a beautiful-looking man and a beautiful footballer. I've never seen. There's a thing called a perfect hat trick: left foot, right foot, head. He made the perfect quadruple: left foot, right foot, head, and a penalty. Can a striker get a better game than that? I don't know, but pretty brilliant performance from him. I think, against Sevilla as well.
The penalty, if you don't mind me asking.
So, what did you say, Marsh?
Sorry, how did he slot away the penalty, if you don't mind me asking?
I can't remember, but he won the penalty as well, which is pretty cool. Good on him. If I were to guess, I think it was just a down the middle banger. But yeah, what a performance from him! It's brilliant.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Please.
Yeah, it's been kind of like a pattern in his career as well that he does really well in Europe. I mean, I remember in this season when we won the Europa League under Sarri, he was, I think, the top scorer that year as well in the Europa League. He just tends to do very well in Europe. I'm not sure why that's the case. And he also does well in the FA Cup. You know, he's known as. I remember in the game, I can't remember the game. I think against Southampton in the semi-finals when he first joined, came on. He came on and scored 2 goals. I remember that game very well. So his second goal was really. I really liked the way he scored his second goal as well. So
dribble to defenders, composure in the box. Also against Sevilla, who are the Europa League kings. Just a great little victory there, 4-0. But moving on to the next European game against Krasnodar. I know it's the end of the result. They finished top of the table, which is good, but a 1-1 draw against Krasnodar at home. Bit of a letdown.
It's Krasnodar. I mean, we can definitely do better than that.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
I think it's important to keep in mind that we did have players like Billy Gilmore, who got his first start since he got injured in Project Restart. And then we had Tino Anurin, who made his Champions League debut in that game, who, by the way, had an amazing game. Billy Gilmore as well, winning Man of the Match. He's won the Man of the Match award in his FA Cup debut, Premier League debut, and Champions League debut. I mean, we did have a lot of youngsters playing as well, and it was a completely rotated squad. Keep that in mind. So, can you really argue? I'm not too disappointed in the 1-1 draw because that is.
Yeah, I mean we just it would have been nice to get the win with our young players, but. Yeah. Nico, you want to say something?
I agree. We also, to be fair, we did dominate them with, I think we had 18 shots or something like that. So we did dominate their team and just couldn't finish. But then moving to the Premier League game against Leeds.
Before we move on to Leeds, I just have one question for you guys. What do you guys think about Billy Gilmore though? I mean, I felt he plays superbly, but do you guys think he has a future in the squad? I mean, you have to consider his size. I mean, do you think he'll get bullied in the Premier League?
Yeah, Ben was telling me about this, but we both thought that he's just a gun. His footwork is second to none. In the midfield there, he just finds himself in these little pockets, and he just, the way he's so delicate in there, I don't know. I think he's a brilliant player, but I think what's a bit unfortunate right now, he's got some older players ahead of him in the squad, and I think Frank knows that. So I think if he gets sent out on loan soon or something else, I'm not sure his future for the next 1 or 2 years will be at Chelsea, but I'd love to see him blossom into a great player later on, and I think he could run the midfield for Chelsea for years to come.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think about Tino Anurin?
I haven't seen enough of him yet. Wanna watch him and then say my opinion.
So he too made his debut in the game against Krasnodar. Yeah.
Yeah. I just would like to see more before I make a solid judgment on him. But yeah, good that he had a good game against Krasnodar.
Leaks Benny.
I'm not sure if he did much in the game, but I think I was just more pleased with Gilmore. Obviously, the guy in his debut. I think the Lampard needs to just tell him it's a debut for his boots or his debut for something else. Because every time he plays a debut, he plays a banger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. Love that. So we're going to go into the Leeds game now.
Yes.
I'll start us off. So I think, obviously we conceded quite early. It was a bit of a shock. Leeds, great team, not quite getting the results they maybe deserve at the moment. But I think we deserved the win there. We got the win. Another goal for Giroud. And then Zuma and Pulisic popping up as well. So, but I think it was a good game. A bit scary at the start, but some nerves that we need to shake off.
Yeah, I think Ben and I had another chat about this, and it was about Werner. And for some reason, the man, he bakes the bacon, puts on the bed. So he doesn't bake it. He cooks the bacon. He's got the eggs on the plate, but he doesn't eat his dinner. I don't know why he doesn't eat his dinner, but he somehow can't manage to find the back of the net, and I do not know why.
Put it this way: I've taken him out of my fantasy football team.
He was playing. The thing is, he's playing so well. He's so fast on the line. He gets into such good positions, and then somehow the final product just isn't coming off. I don't know. But what I will say is, Kurt Zuma might as well be a bloody striker. He scored so many goals this season. I think I saw a statistic. And did he score as many goals as Arsenal have this season? Something ridiculous like that. Bloody Kurt Zuma.
No, I think that was Son, Nico, from Tottenham.
Son as well. Yeah, respect. True, Bosh. True.
Mr. Stats coming in again.
Just commenting on this game. I was going to mention, looking at the stats. So from the first game, it was actually quite lopsided. Sorry, this is the Krasnodar game, not the first game. But obviously the stats were very much in favor of Chelsea. They had almost double the possession and more than quadruple the shots on goal and the shots on target, but they just weren't able to put them away in the Krasnodar game. In this game, however, they actually only had 45% possession and less passes and pass accuracy, but they were very much overwhelming Leeds on the shots and their shots on target with 23 to 8 shots and 11 to 3 shots on target. So I think they did a better job of build-up play, I'd suppose, and kind of creating their chances at goal than Leeds did. And they were, just able to put a couple more away.
I agree with Blanche. I think we can credit that victory 3-1 without possession to just how fast the team is at getting to the final third. Just getting to the final third, kill a pass, and then it's a shot. I think it's how Chelsea should play football. I think with the players they have, the fast, quick, younger players that they have, I think that's perfect. Also, what I love, and this also includes the game against Everton, even though we lost and we didn't score from this. But Chelsea, who have never been a team that, since John Terry and Gary Cahill, were a threat from corners and set pieces. Now with Kurt Zuma flying in and Mason Mount and Reece James on free kicks, we're actually quite the threat from spot kicks, and it's really exciting to see.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's really important to keep notice that, I mean, in the past few seasons we've seen that when Chelsea go a goal down, right? They normally do not have the heart to actually try and fight their way back, right? They don't keep on fighting till the very last minute. But if you look at the game against Everton, if you look in the game against Leeds, once you conceded the goal, right? Conceding the goal completely flipped the game around. I think in the game against Leeds, obviously after you conceded the goal, which I do want to get back to that at some point in this video. But the thing is that after you conceded the goal, we went and we scored 3 goals. I just love the attitude in that, right? But then and in the game against Everton, for example, after we conceded the goal, we were immediately attacking. Reece James high up the pitch, dispossessing Richarlison, driving, gets fouled by Richarlison on the edge of the box. Happened another time later on in the game. But the fact is, even though we would go down, the way we were pressing them, the way we were not giving up till the very last minute of the game is something I've not seen from Chelsea for a couple of seasons. and I'm really happy to have the attitude back right now.
Yeah,
Well said.
I like that. I agree.
So we're going to get to the Everton game now.
Yeah, just one thing. I want to talk about the goal we conceded against Leeds, and then this can lead us onto the game against Everton, which is that. What do you guys think about the goal they scored? Do you guys think that we messed up somewhere in that? Because I am really unsure about what we could have done for that.
I don't know. It was pretty. I think you could say Zuma was closest to the ball, but I thought it was pretty tough for him. I thought that goal wasn't. It was just a fast counter attack, and Patrick Bamford obviously he's been in great form.
Yeah.
I don't think that was so much of Chelsea. I don't think that was a mistake or anything like that. I just think maybe a bit of miscommunication at the back, but nothing too big of an error.
Yeah, just good attack, really.
But do you think Mendy made a mistake by coming so far out and then not fully committing?
Well, I don't know. It's always tough for the goalie to do that, and obviously in the next game he had a problem coming out and conceding the penalty. But potentially that could be a flaw in Mendy's game. We know he's been a mad shot stopper, but maybe his positional sense isn't quite as good. So I think yeah, exactly.
And I think that perfectly leads us onto the game against Everton, which is a game that we did lose 1-0.
But it's like I know we lost 1-0, but Chelsea, mamma mia, they had so many beautiful chances to put away. I know when you read the stat line, you see Everton has more shots on target, but bloody hell, some of the chances that Chelsea squandered. I think it should have been a 3-1 game. And for some reason, Chelsea kept flirting with the woodwork. We loved hitting the crossbar, we loved hitting the post, but we couldn't finish our bacon.
Yeah, I think this game also showed us. I mean, in the last few games that we have talked about, I think one player who's really stood out for me personally has been Reece James, and especially in the game against Everton, the way he's played, the way he was constantly being a threat, in the way he was constantly driving in the box. He got us 2 fouls at the edge of the box, which did lead to a few of our best chances. In fact, I just think, and then his free kick as well, the way he fooled the keeper and actually went to the right. Luckily, sadly, Pickford did get a hand to it. But the thing is, yeah, I mean, I think he's just been a best player recently.
Oh, recently, I see what you did there, Nagy. That was a good one. But nah, I thought it was a very good performance from Chelsea actually. Just unlucky with the result. This is what happens in the Premier League. It's a good league. Obviously, Everton are on the come up, and with a manager like Ancelotti, they're going to play a more tactical game where they scored early on. They sit back. The penalty was a bit annoying, but I thought Mendy did poorly there positionally. And once he committed himself, he couldn't really stop, and then he had to foul Calvert-Lewin. A bit annoying.
Yeah. Just the observation from looking at the past couple of games, it appears that in a lot of the games where Chelsea are finding it hard to put their chances away, you could say, in the games where they're drawing and they're losing, it's actually the games where they're having the most possession. So in the Everton game, they actually had 72 to Everton's 28% possession.
Yeah, exactly.
In the Tottenham game a while ago, which they were lucky to come away with a draw with, they had a 60% to Tottenham's 40%. And I think in the game against Krasnodar that we just mentioned, it was similar kind of story, 65 odd percent. So maybe it's just and the games where they were winning, actually, it's been something like more balanced, like 45-55. I think one of them was even more close, like 50-50, similar. So it shows that Chelsea don't necessarily need to have the ball for them to, I guess, get on the scoreboard. They are obviously a very fast counter-attacking team, and maybe that's just the domain they should stick to rather than trying to play such possession-based football. But I'm not sure.
It isn't for no reason that we pay Bowen the big bucks. He knows his stuff. He does know his stuff. The analysis is brilliant. I agree with your points. Now you continue.
Yeah, I think if you look at if you use the stats and then take a more qualitative approach of it, right? I think what that boils down to is how the other team sets up. The teams where we have more possession is where the teams try and sit deep, right? Essentially, and then that's why they don't really keep the ball much. They try and clear it up and just get it onto the striker who's standing up ahead. And then that's when we have Zuma and Thiago Silva just get the ball off him, and then we get possession again, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the games where we have less possession is when we're playing against more expansive teams like Liverpool, like Man City, and that's when we have less possession. But that also is the reason why, because since they're expansive, they are more open at the back. So I guess that's what I think boils down to how the other team sets up.
Yeah, fair play to Mick McDonald's.
I think we all know how you need to play against Chelsea, and that is to focus on a defensive game because their attack is that good. So yeah, it's just so if you're giving them possession, yeah.
I did one last thing. In the game against Everton, also we do have to keep in mind we did not have any natural wingers in the game. We had Hudson-Odoi out injured, Ziyech out injured, Pulisic out injured, and while Timo Werner has played a lot of games out on a wing first this season, he's not a natural winger. And that's why we had even Kai Havertz starting at right wing first this game. I mean, while we spent so much, and one of our key strengths that we talked about very early on in the season was that we have a lot of what's the word?
Options.
Yeah, a lot of options, and players can move around a lot, right? And I think that was what one of our advantages was going to be. I mean, maybe it isn't as effective as you think it is, considering that Havertz isn't really that great on the right wing, even though he can play there. We have to consider that. Just keep that in mind, maybe.
Yeah.
Future.
Yeah, but lads, if you want to get the analysis from Bonge on the next episode I think we're playing Wolves next game. But I just want to say terima kasih, selamat pagi, namaste. See you lads.
And guys, before you sign off, just some news that has come out recently is that we have been drawn against Atletico Madrid in the round of 16 of the Champions League. So that's another game to be looking forward to.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Okay, so, yeah.
See ya.
Cheers.